The crime scene, often filled with hysteria, uncertainty, and chaos. Yet in order to make arrests, law enforcement officers must stay focused on solving the crime. And they do, and they get the job done, and we're thankful for that. However, as police officers work to put the perpetrator behind bars, the victim is often just beginning to suffer the consequences of the crime.
I was scared because I seen the person. I was frantic because I couldn't help. I was mad because nobody could get here fast enough.
And this is where San Joaquin County's Victim Witness Program comes in. After Cindy Presnell's husband was stabbed to death during a burglary attempt in their home, the Victim Witness team came to the aid of Cindy and her anxious family.
We were just absolutely in the dark. We knew nothing. And after it seemed like hours and hours of just sitting, this nice face from Victim Witness shows up. She assures us that everything that is happening is routine, that they're not just picking on our daughter, and that our daughter is fine, and that our granddaughter is fine, and just reassured us that this wouldn't take very much longer, and answered any questions that she could at that time.
They're perceived by most people as a non-law enforcement agency, which they're not, and they have a softer persona, I guess you could say. They don't wear uniforms, and most of them are very eloquent, and I have experience in dealing with victims of crimes, and are able to put them at ease, or at least calm them down to the point where we're able to talk to them and obtain crucial information.
Begun in 1980, the Victim Witness Office works for the San Joaquin County District Attorney and is funded by the Office of Criminal Justice Planning. Diane Beatrice has been Victim Witness Coordinator since the department's inception.
The first thing we try to do is salvage dignity out of what's happened to them. And then we work with them and ask them what they need. And when they disclose their needs to us and build trust with us, we then offer them a cadre of services, and those are really, really varied. And it could be from just a safe place for the evening to going to Tijuana and identifying their mother's body. It just really, really varies.
Cindy Capron is a security investigator with Guarantee Federal Bank. After a robbery, she first calls the police. Then she calls Victim Witness.
Victim Witness provides a very valuable service to our organization. We use them extensively during robbery situations, and I contribute a lot of their success, the fact that our employees do report to work the next day, our turnover is very low, and they help in the healing process during a crisis situation.
Police officers also appreciate the care Victim Witness provides and say including Victim Witness on a case is the most efficient and effective way to care for emotional issues created by a crime.
We had a suicide where a young man in his 20s shot himself in the head in front of his girlfriend. They were living together in an apartment. When we have things like that, we have investigation we have to do, so we don't really have time to spend with that girl. It was very traumatic to her. We know there's a need for somebody, for help for her, so we called Victim Witness out, and they set her in a car. Of course, she was hysterical, and calmed her down, was in the calming effect, and I told her what was available to her, what resources in the county that she could go to. They arranged to clean her apartment, and so when she went back, everything would be clean. And to this day, I know for sure that girl still calls Victim Witness for support now and again.
One of the major priorities that should occur is the concern for the victim's family, whether it be parents or children. And a lot of times we as investigators get separated from that. We try to find what happened, and in doing so we kind of step away from the emotional issues in regards to, are you doing okay? And that's where Victim Witness really comes in and helps us.
If you could imagine being a 6 or 8 year old little girl in a situation where your mother has just been killed, you've come in and found your mother like that, and then you're taken by people that you don't know into surroundings that you don't know. It was Victim Witness who was able to make that child feel like she was in a safe environment, put her at ease, comfort her, so that we were able to go in after that and talk to her and get the information that we needed.
The Victim Witness Team is available around the clock to all service departments in the county, providing comfort and assisting victims and witnesses of violent crimes. San Joaquin County's Victim Witness Team thinks creatively to best serve victims, law enforcement, and criminal justice agencies. While soothing victims' concerns and helping put their lives back together, Victim Witness is also instrumental in helping the courts obtain vital information. Rosie was a victim of domestic violence before a neighbor reported her screams, reluctantly landing Rosie in the care of Victim Witness.
They reached out to me because I didn't know how to go about getting help. I actually went in there to do something that I really didn't want to do, which was to cover for my boyfriend at the time. I was going to actually get up on a stand and make up a big old story like he wanted me to because I was so scared. She just made me feel like I wasn't alone and let me know she was going to be there for me. Explained to me what was going on, what was going to happen, because I was kind of clueless as to what was actually going on. Had I not seen things or had gotten the help that I needed, obviously, I know that I wouldn't be here today. I mean, my ex-boyfriend now, you know, he was being charged with attempted murder, you know, me being the victim.
By working in partnership with Victim Witness, service agencies are most effectively able to assist victims and witnesses through one of life's most traumatic situations. Perhaps this is best said by San Joaquin County District Attorney John Phillips.
Quite frankly, they have a friend in the system, somebody to hold their hand, to take away that fear of the unknown.